Hi, I'm Mary.
And I'm Katie, and this is The Housewife Did It.
True Crime Edition. If you like our show, you can like, subscribe, share, comment, engage, review, all of those things. That just helps people find our show, and it helps, I think, match people with our show based on the shows that they like. And we have a code that you can use for money off of your order at Every Jewels. That's EVRY Jewels with the code Mary788. All right. Yes.
I was thinking, I want to pick your brain while people are listening. I was thinking.
At what point are they not listening?
I meant because, like, when we're not recording, they're not listening.
Oh.
I was thinking that somewhere in our episodes we could start giving people some codes to use for money off our merch, but only if you listen through the episode. So we'll start chatting, but you should, that's your incentive to start listening through.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all.
Last true crime was a doozy. It's sad.
Kept thinking about it.
Yeah, not that this one's not sad, but no deaths.
Nice.
No people being evil.
Oh.
And
what's the point then?
Right. And our real-time true crime is fun. Well, not for everyone, but okay. So, real-time true crime. The lead investigator for the New England Society of Psychic Research, 54-year-old Dan Rivera, was in Gettysburg for the Devils on the Run tour when he was found dead alone in his hotel room. Dan had been the caretaker of the Annabelle doll throughout the duration of the tour. So the tour is like a haunted, like occult items tour, from my understanding. And the Annabelle doll has to be kept in this glass case, and so he kept her throughout the tour. They had ensured showgoers that Elaine Warren was there also to help with any necessary safety measures, keeping her inside the glass case, anything else they needed to do based on Elaine. That's her name, right?
I don't know.
Based on
whose
Elaine,
name? Who is she?
Elaine Warren. Are their names Fred and Elaine Warren?
But from they're in charge of the Fred and Lorraine. Ed and Lorraine.
Ed and
just
Lorraine.
Mixing them up. It's all good.
I love rhyming.
Elaine meaning the duo.
Right, yeah. Lorraine Warren had been helping them with safety measures and things. They've owned the Annabelle doll for years, and everyone in the world is tired of hearing their names, so much so that I said them wrong on purpose, actually, to give us a break. Basically, here's what happened. There were rumors. Why are you smiling?
Because of Matt Rife.
There were rumors circulating during this tour that the doll had gone missing. And then they were kind of fueled by, there was a fire at a plantation in Louisiana, and an inmate escaped from a prison in Louisiana. And so people were saying oh, and the Annabelle doll is missing on this tour, she did it. But on the tour, Dan Rivera had clarified that the doll was never out of his care. That he said people are saying she's missing because they aren't seeing her, but when we're done with that part of the tour, she goes back in her case and we put her away. So she's not missing, you're just not looking at her. So after Dan Rivera's death, Annabelle's new legal guardian is, you guessed it, sexist comedian Matt Rife, because who else would it be?
Yeah.
Right?
A cult icon. horror movie
Obviously.
connoisseur.
Of course.
That's what we know him for.
Yeah. So Matt Rife has purchased the entire Warren Occult Museum and home, and therefore has become the possessor of all of the artifacts inside. From my understanding, he bought into it with someone else, who I can only assume is also a bad person. And I think Ed and Lorraine Warren have said that, like, while he is the, like, financial owner of those things, that, like, they will continue to, and like, their staff will continue to, like, take charge of those things.
He's
So, like, nothing's
essentially
really
like an
changing.
investor.
Yeah, it's like nothing's really changing other than, like, documentation. But what? Like, of all the people I would think would want to own that doll.
Yep.
Or that I think would be fitting to own that doll, I should say.
There are like many just random reality TV or internet personality women who I'm like would have done that.
Yeah, Stassi Schroeder.
Demi.
Bailey Sarian.
Yeah. Demi, not Lovato. Yeah. Always forget her last name because of the Instagram. Like, I'm just like, come on now. Like, these are people that would just think that's, like, so funny, so cool. Yeah. And, like, I don't know. This is going to sound like a reach, but I'm part of the poor woke liberal mob, and I just can't get it out of my head. But it just feels like we're losing all of these things to awful men, and like we lost the occult museum to a comedian.
True crime belongs to women.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Like true crime is up there in womanhood with, like, being blonde. Like, these are things reserved for women.
Okay, Mary.
Have you not seen this discourse on TikTok?
I don't have TikTok.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, it's like a thing. Like, it's like
men shouldn't be blonde.
Grown men shouldn't be blonde. Children can be blonde. Women can be blonde. Like, yeah, true crime is up there. There's just something, like, I don't know, like, if I'm thinking icky or just, like, kind of deflating about a bad man taking ownership of a Raggedy Ann doll. I just don't like it.
Yeah, is Matt Rife in his evil ways gonna turn all of the items from the occult museum up to life and have them come kill us all? We cannot trust this man.
No.
Just saying. Women would use it for good.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
That's a crime.
Yeah. Are you ready to get into the story?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a little short, so I added some other things at the end, just kind of shooting my shit, I guess. Cool. So we'll see if we read that part. Do you know what I'm doing?
No.
Okay.
Never.
Travis Herold was born near Festus, Missouri on October 21st, 1995, to his parents Suzy and Coco, who had come to America from Africa in the 1970s. He was separated from his mother at 3 days old and adopted by Sandra and Jerome Herold, who chose the name Travis after Sandra's favorite singer, Travis Tritt. They moved Travis to their home in Stamford, Connecticut. And Travis's new home was very different from the home he was born in, which was a compound owned by a woman named Connie Braun Casey, which at the time was called Chimparty and later renamed to the Missouri Primate Foundation because Travis is a chimpanzee. I said, Sammy, let me read you this paragraph. It's so funny.
Well,
okay. Now that I'm done.
Now I know why we're in Missouri.
Now that I'm done being silly, we'll get into the story.
Cool.
So, Sandra and Jerome brought Travis to their home on Rock Rimmon Road in the North Stamford section of Stamford, Connecticut, and truly from the get-go raised him as a son. They took him everywhere with them. He went all around town with them, shopping, going to work, visiting their friends. The Herolds owned a towing company and featured Travis in a lot of their promotional work. So, like, they showed some videos in this and some of the documentaries I watched, and, like, photos of what that meant. And, like, basically, like, their towing trucks were, like, spray painted with, like, images of a chimp in, like, overalls holding tools, like holding tools in his feet, you know, like, they, like, really, like, he was really their, like, icon for this.
Their mascot.
Yeah. They had him pose for photos for advertisements, and they even had a bed and toys set up for him in the company office because they brought him to work so often. Neighbors said they would often see Travis riding in the tow truck, wearing his seatbelt with a baseball tee, just vibing.
Get clothes on these friends.
I think they put them on themselves.
The monkeys?
Yes.
They just
Well, wait. You just wait. Travis became especially well known with police officers in the area.
Because it's illegal to own exotic animals?
Not at this point.
Oh.
So this is late 90s, early 2000s.
Okay. I would have thought that's already a thing by then, but
I mean, I also think though that, like, I think that like when we talk about, like, laws involving exotic animals, that it kind of differentiates between types and, like, genuses, you know? Like, owning big cats is different from owning primates, and other exotic birds and things like that is, like, different. So at the time, plenty of people owned chimps apparently. Travis had become really well known with police officers in the area. He would ride with Jerome to, like, car wreck scenes to help tow. And so the family knew a lot of the police officers because they would meet up at these car wreck scenes. And Travis always greeted them with a wave and a smile. He became, like, kind of a local celebrity after his appearance on a Pepsi commercial and in the Maury Povich show and the Man Show. I don't know what that is, but okay.
I don't know what that is because why would I care?
Yeah, I mean, the Man Show.
Like, absolutely couldn't give a shit less.
Yeah.
But in Travis's highlights, here it is.
Right. When Sandra and Jerome's only child, Susan, was killed in a car accident in September of 2000, their attachment to Travis really grew. I say, like, their only child. Susan, from my understanding, was their only child together, and Sandra's only child. But Jerome, I believe, did have other children. So Travis became a surrogate child to them, and they were able to focus all of their attention on him. So with the Herolds, Travis learned how to unlock and open doors, dress himself, water plants, feed the horses, search for images on the internet, use
I'm so sorry. I think I have to leave.
Use the remote control and specifically find his favorite baseball games on, like, sports channels.
He had a favorite team. He could tell the difference.
Yes, he did.
He knew who was playing.
Mm-hmm.
This is so absurd. Is this is it April 1st? What is this? What?
No, this is true. He could brush his teeth, use a water pick, do laundry, play video games, and drive a car.
Okay. No. Legally, he could not.
No, he couldn't drive a car.
No.
Don't tell people that.
Yeah. But also, this is going to be the most out-of-pocket thing I've ever said. I have this thing about, like, magic tricks. They really spook me. They spook me.
I love magic.
If I can't see exactly what you did and I start believing that maybe it really was magic, I'm losing my shit. And I'm realizing that apparently my other thing is primates acting like humans, because this is really about to freak me out.
Okay. On the other hand, I love magic, and also trending on TikTok right now is people doing little magic tricks, and I love them.
I would need them to show me what they did.
I want to kiss all of them on the mouth. I'm so impressed. But then when they show how they did it, I'm like, no,
I need them to show me. One time a magician did something with me having to do with like they marked on me with Sharpie, and then it was gone, and I was like,
was this at the FCCLA conference?
Yeah. I'm like, see, I don't
see on the other side of it, we came home from that conference and I Googled that man into oblivion and tried to find YouTube videos of him doing other magic tricks, and I couldn't. And I was so sad because I love magic.
Stressed. Okay.
So
I hate this.
Friends of the family noted that Travis could follow directions and schedules better than human children. He was known to wrestle with people, but a neighbor said he always knew when to stop, and he listened to Sandra when she told him it was time to stop playing. So, like, she said, no, we're done. He stopped. He had become so fond of buying ice cream from the ice cream trucks in the neighborhood that he memorized their schedules and anticipated when they would drive by next, which is actually just Pavlov's dog and is not that impressive for
the mind stuff, fine.
Yeah.
They're little geniuses. Cool.
Yay.
You lost me at literally determining which baseball team is playing. I don't get it.
Travis weighed 200 pounds, which is considered significantly obese for a full-size chimpanzee.
He said, I'm just a chonker. I'm just living my life.
Yeah, it's big. In 2001, Travis's mother, Suzy, his chimp mother, Suzy escaped from the Missouri Primate Foundation and was shot and killed. That's all I gotta say about that. Then in October of 2003, Travis was riding in the car with Sandra, and they stopped at a red light. A pedestrian walked by and threw an empty soda bottle at Sandra's car, and it came in through the partially open passenger window and struck Travis. Travis unbuckled his seatbelt and escaped from the car. You have to turn your camera off.
If you are on audio, I must tell you, it might just be worth it to watch this one on YouTube, because I am shitting my pants over here. No. I'm just like, I'm picturing it, and it's gotta be real. He's just like, unbuckle, get out, like, and it's just a monkey.
It is. He chased the man but was unable to catch him. And
loser.
And he just held up traffic at the busy intersection Sandra had stopped at until police arrived. Police lured Travis back into Sandra's car, but he let himself out and began chasing police around the car. And they did this several times before he finally settled down and remained in the car. So they ended up being stuck at that intersection for over an hour, just trying to get him to stay in the car. After this,
imagine you're in your car. Maybe you don't know about this dude, and you're like, Jumanji is happening outside of my window. What is going on?
After this incident, the Connecticut General Assembly created a law prohibiting the ownership of primates weighing more than 50 pounds as pets.
Holy. You know, Travis, I don't think you're going to be able to go on a diet for that one, buddy.
It also required owners of exotic pets to obtain a permit. Since Sandra and Jerome were so close with the police, they chose to overlook the fact that Travis weighed 4 times the limit for pet chimps, and that the Herolds did not have any sort of permit related to his adoption, but despite the fact that he is the reason this law was even created. Like, this incident sparked this law.
They said, but who else will tow cars after they wreck?
Yeah.
So we can't possibly.
The Connecticut Department of Environmental Protection claimed that they did not believe Travis posed any sort of public safety risk, and he was allowed to continue living with the family. They also at some point said like that anyone who owned a primate without a permit prior to this law going into effect,
like grandfathered in.
Could keep their animal.
But did they have
no
to pursue a permit?
They probably were supposed to.
Mm-hmm,
But
I would think.
The police said you don't have to.
No worries.
In April of 2004, Jerome Herold died of cancer, and Sandra and Travis became absolutely inseparable.
Besties.
Experts say that chimpanzees have a stronger ability to bond and communicate with humans than other animals, which is what makes them such good companions. And like the way they talk about it is like people who own chimpanzees as pets, like you don't understand the connection that they can make with them unless you are in it. And like it's very different from owning any other kind of pet because of their like the fact that they're so close to humans. But the experts also say that even chimpanzees that are raised in captivity become more dangerous after puberty. So they say like it seems like they make really good companions and you feel very connected to them, but as they get older, they become like a ticking time bomb.
Mm-hmm.
After Jerome's death, Travis was allowed to eat dinner at the table. He was given wine in a stemmed glass. That took me out. I was like, why are you giving the monkey alcohol?
Yeah. I'm like, why don't you just put something else in the glass and make him think? No, he would know.
Yeah.
He would know. He'd be like, I'm not drunk. This is
a sommelier. He slept in Sandra's bed and bathed with her.
Look him up. I was trying not to spoil him.
Bathed with her. Yeah.
I forgot we're on audio medium. Right now, I was just making a silent face. I have a thought, but go.
I love my dogs more than anything in the world. It consumes me what I feel for them. So
there ain't no way he was ever clean enough to be bathing with him.
Right. And like my dogs come in while I use the bathroom.
Oh yeah.
Regularly, routinely taking baths with them would be insane. Taking baths with them at all would be insane. But
it's horrifying. I just saw it, and it's actually horrifying me. Why?
Because then you're gonna know what happens.
No, I didn't. It's just a picture.
He's scary looking, I think.
He's so horrifying looking. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, obviously, like, I don't know that this is like what they're saying for most people, but in this situation, it sounds like, okay, like if you have pets, like dogs or whatever, like you form, like, it's like an ancillary, like this isn't like your main companion, like these are like extra companions, and like oftentimes people like think of them like their kids, but like this was like her partner.
Yeah.
Like this became like her significant other, for lack of, like this is her, like her counterpart, right? And so I think like, and I don't know if that's like true for most chimpanzee owners or if it is because she lost her husband.
I think
but it's like you're saying, if they have more of like an adult ability to connect, then you become like an adult relationship. And then the ticking time bomb part is basically you're in an abusive adult relationship that at any time could go south.
Right. And my dog is like my baby. Like she's my daughter, you know? Yeah. I have two, but you know which one I'm talking about. Like this is like different. And like I do think though that and that's what I'm saying is like the love that I feel for my dogs, if experts are saying it's amplified with the ownership of chimpanzees, I can't imagine what that feels like. Yeah. And so somebody we're going to talk about later
And if you feel like they get you on like this, like that's like your partner. Like you're like,
that's what they say. Like that's exactly what Sandra said, is like he got me in a way no one else did. And there's another person that we'll talk about who owns primates, and she said at one point about like her main chimpanzee, like she said that like she would leave her husband, she would stop talking to her kids if it meant she could keep him.
Wow.
And like that's crazy to me.
Okay, I promise I didn't spoil anything for myself. I just wanted to see him. But if you're on YouTube, I need you to look.
Don't look.
This is horrifying.
He's scary.
That is so scary.
Yeah, I don't like it. Okay. Now,
sorry, chimp lovers.
Yeah. When I was little and those like baby alive animal things were a thing, and people all had the little cute like capuchin one, I wanted that, and my parents misunderstood what I put on my Christmas list, and they got me the chimp one, and I hated it. It was so creepy.
Capuchin baby alive.
There's no way it's gonna come up.
No, these are just real capuchins.
These are just living baby capuchins.
Capuchin baby alive. Capuchin toy.
Baby alive animal monkey.
Oh my god. That looks nothing like the real thing. This is it?
No, it's this. Sorry, it's this other brand. For real.
Oh yes.
For real. It's like a baby alive.
Like this little baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the one I want.
Not
this
what you
is
got.
What our parents
No. No.
It has a beard.
You're 6 years old and you have a beard.
And I tried so hard to love it, but I hated that thing. So I think I just was like, I don't want an adult monkey.
No.
It's weird.
I want a kitten, I want a puppy, I want a capuchin. I don't want a cat, I don't want a dog, I don't want a chimp.
And I want to name them.
Yeah.
Kitten, puppy, pony.
Yeah.
Baby capuchin.
I hope that all of you needed this episode.
Okay. Well,
right.
Now we have to talk about what happened. Why this is a true crime case. Okay.
Oh, I thought it was just because they didn't have permits.
No. You know? Okay. Who? That's why I didn't want you to look him up. Because I didn't want you to see this.
Well, I didn't see anything.
Okay.
Just saw his freaky face.
On February 16th, 2009, at around 3:40 p.m., Travis took Sandra's keys, unlocked the kitchen door, and ran out of the house with them. Sandra...
He needed keys to leave the house?
Yep.
Okay.
Apparently.
So she was smart enough to lock him in with a key lock, but also she knew that he knew how to unlock.
Right.
Cool.
Sandra tried to get a hold of him and bring him back into the house.
She rang his line? What?
She tried to grab him
physically
and bring him back into the house, but he wasn't listening, which is crazy because he's such a good listener.
He's so smart.
She had, prior to this, given him a tea laced with Xanax and his Lyme disease medications.
So
that
was he
to me
already...
is like, what were you anticipating?
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, was he already post-puberty, like showing signs of stuff? Is that why he needed Xanax?
Yes.
Okay.
But she wasn't telling people that.
Yeah, cool.
And even like the Xanax, it was not calming him down. She called her friend Charla Nash, who worked for Sandra at the towing company and who had been a regular babysitter for Travis since infancy. Charla drove over with an Elmo doll, which is Travis's favorite character and his favorite toy, in the hopes that they could use it to lure him back into the house. However, when Travis saw Charla, he flew into a rage and attacked her. He mauled and lacerated her face, blinded her, and severed her limbs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Sandra hit him over the head with a shovel and then stabbed him in the back with a butcher knife, but was unable to stop him. She was sure Charla was dead, and she ran to Charla's car and locked herself inside. She called 911 and told them that her pet chimpanzee was eating her friend and that they would need to shoot him upon arrival. Emergency medical services arrived first, and then police. Travis ran at the police vehicle, attempted to open the passenger door, and then smashed the side view mirror upon realizing the door was locked. He then went around to the driver's side of the vehicle and opened that door, and responding officer Frank Schiaffari shot him 4 times with his service pistol. Travis ran into the tree line behind the house, then reappeared covered head to chest in Charla's blood, and then made his way back into the house. Police cautiously followed behind, and Travis was found dead in front of his cage. We're going to listen to the 911 call because it's insane.
I'm just like shocked that she wasn't like, eat my friend and then we'll bury the body and we'll run off together.
Right. Well, that's like a lot of what, hold on. I don't accidentally press play. That was like a lot of the commentary on it is like the what it must take to stab your pet several times and then call and beg police to shoot it is like insane. But so we're not well, I say watch. There's a pictures of the scene, but
okay.
Stamford 911, where's your emergency?
Oh, this is Sandy. 231 Rock Crimmon Road.
What's the
Send
problem?
the police. Send the police.
What's the problem there?
The chimp killed my friend.
What's the problem with your friend?
Oh, please.
What's the problem with your friend? I need to know.
Send the police up with a gun. With a gun. Hurry
Who
up.
has a gun?
Please hurry up. He's killing my girlfriend.
What is the problem?
He's killing my friend.
Who's killing your friend?
My chimpanzee.
Oh, your chimpanzee is killing your friend.
He ripped her apart. Hurry up.
With a gun.
Hurry up, please.
There's someone on the way.
With guns, please. You shoot him.
What is the monkey doing? Tell me what the monkey's...
He ripped her face off.
He ripped her face off?
He's trying to attack me. Please,
Okay,
hurry.
I need you to calm down a little bit. They're on the way. Can you put yourself away? I don't want the monkey attacking you.
Please, hurry up. Listen to me.
They're on the way, ma'am.
They gotta shoot him, please. Please, hurry.
Are you there with your friend? I need you to help your friend. Can you go help your friend?
I can't. He tried to attack me now.
Is he still there with your friend?
Yes.
Okay, so then back off. Then don't get any closer, okay? They're already on the way.
Please.
If the monkey moves away from your friend, let me know, okay? So we could try to help your friend.
No, I can't. She's dead. She's dead.
Why are you saying that she's dead?
She's dead. He ripped her apart.
He ripped what apart? Her face?
Everything.
He ripped her apart?
Listen, I think I'm gonna pass out.
No, just breathe, okay? I'm gonna stay with you on the phone until they get there.
Listen to me. Please hurry. Please hurry. Oh my God. They gotta have their guns out. They gotta have their guns out. Listen to me. Oh my God.
Is this your monkey or whose monkey is it? It's your monkey.
No, it's mine.
How do you know how big is he? How many pounds?
200 pounds.
400?
200.
200 pounds?
Listen to me, please. Where are they?
And he's a chimp, correct?
Yes. Where are they?
They're going your way. They're going as fast as they can your way, okay?
Please go faster. Please, Dirk, please. Please. Please.
Is the monkey still by your friend, or can you get close to your friend?
He's eating her.
He's
He's
eating
eating
her?
her. Please.
The monkey's
God,
eating
oh,
her.
please.
Okay, I need you to calm down for me. I know it's hard, okay? I know it's hard. But they're going as fast as they can your way,
Oh,
okay?
my God. Please. Please. They tell them they got to shoot him because I tried stabbing him and he's not, and it made him worse.
Okay, Sandra.
Have them shoot him.
They will. Sandra, I already have the fire department close by, okay? So as soon as the police gets there, the fire department's going to move in, okay? The fire department can't move in yet, but as soon as the police officers show up...
Please tell them. Shoot him because he's going to try to attack me now.
Just breathe, Sandra.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
Sandra, stay in your car.
Shoot him!
Sandra, I need you to stay in your car.
Shoot him, please. I tried stabbing him, and he's hurt now too. So he's gonna attack anybody. I can't get out of this car.
Lock your doors on your car and stay there with me.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. He will rip the doors wide
Sandra,
open.
just do what I'm telling you to. Stay in the car. The police officers will handle it.
Please tell him to shoot him. Please tell him. Please tell him to kill him, please.
They did, Sandra. They're shooting at him already, okay?
But he's not dead.
I know. They will continue until he's dead, okay? I just need you to stay on the phone with me and breathe.
He's not dead. He's not dead. He's not dead. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Wow.
Okay. So there's a lot of like similarly thought, I guess, comments on the 911 call. One is that, like, when she says it doesn't matter, he'll rip the doors off of the car, that, like, that's an indication that she knew he was dangerous. Another is about the 911 operator with all of his weird questions.
What an
in
idiot.
The beginning. And then
Lock your door.
I will say, when the police got there, he did do like a good job of like him remaining calm with her. But by then it's a little too late.
Yeah.
There's something else. I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, like,
just like the sounds of Travis.
Yeah.
In the background.
Yeah. I don't know. I was gonna say, like, I think it makes sense, obviously, that, like, you can, like, love this animal, but as soon as you see it literally rip limbs off of someone, that you thought, like, he knew and, like, trusted, you know, like, it's not just, like, a stranger, and she thinks that he's eating her, which I don't really understand that, like, if she ended up living, like, what was she seeing where she thought he was just, like, for a continuous amount of time eating her?
I think he was eating
or eating her limbs. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, her already detached parts, I guess. But it does feel, I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense, like, it does, but it feels like a crazy switch up to be like, this thing takes baths with me, and then now it's like, not just shoot him, but like, you have to shoot him until he is dead. He will kill me. He will kill all of you. He is eating my friend. There is nothing you can do other than kill him.
Yeah.
And it's like, that just feels like so wild to me. So yeah, I guess that lends itself to, like, yeah, I mean, she had to have known.
Yeah, she did.
So
we'll talk about it. It is like, when you said, like, it's kind of like an abusive relationship, like, so much of it, like, does click into that. It's insane.
Yeah. But the freaking operator, dude.
Who's got a gun?
Yeah. Which, I mean, she was being, like, pretty hard to understand, but he's...
And that one more trade.
Oh, no. She said, I'm gonna pass out. But
no, don't pass out.
He's like, go check on your friend.
Yeah. Why you say your friend is dead? She looks dead.
And go check on her. No, he's right there. Oh, don't go check on her. But
Right.
let us know if the monkey walks away, because then you should go check on her. She
Right.
said, no! You're not understanding.
Right.
Sir.
After police had killed Travis, the paramedic crew was able to get to Charla and begin working on her devastating injuries. When police made their way into the house, one of them actually radioed to the paramedics, like as they were walking toward the house, saying, quote, "We've got to get to this guy. He's got no face." Which to me is an indication of like just how bad the injuries were, that police couldn't even identify Charla as a woman.
Yeah. Also, that was the other thing I was going to say about the operator was like, he kept, he's like, he's eating her friend. Like, you can like hear him like telling people in the back, ripped her friend apart.
Right.
It's a chimp. 200 pounds?
Write
like,
this down.
He's
400 pounds? Oh,
did,
no, 200 pounds.
did someone catch that? He's, guys, just so you know, when you show up, he's, eating her friend. Like, I was like,
some of the comments on the video are kind of funny. They're like, she's like, it says like, she's eating her face, and then it says operator. So are you single? Just saying whatever.
Yeah. But she did good keeping her on the phone, and like, even,
yeah.
I thought, I mean, I know it's different, but like, I actually, like, I've not really heard a 911 call ever that like continues through the police arriving.
Yeah.
Like, it's usually like, the police are there, okay, have fun now. But
yeah.
like, she still didn't need to get out of the car.
Like,
so he's like,
they're actively shooting him.
Yeah, she's like, shoot him, and he's like, they are.
That was crazy.
I'm not there, but they are.
We need to know more about this man.
Yeah.
Charla survived the attack, but the medical team called her injuries horrendous. Police said in interviews that her life was saved thanks to the rapid response by the EMS team. The EMS team had to be offered counseling by their hospital because of the trauma they endured from seeing and treating Charla's wounds.
I do love that you said, not people, police.
It wasn't just any people.
People
who were there.
Yeah, I'm sure that they did need counseling.
Yeah. I said it because I wanted to clarify that it was people who were there.
Not just bystanders.
Right. Charla went into surgery, and within 72 hours, she had been under the surgical knife for over 7 hours. She had lost her eyelids, nose, lips, mid-face bone structure, 9 fingers, and 1 lower forearm. In surgery...
So he was just like literally gnawing at her while she was just laying there alive.
Yeah. In surgery, doctors had to remove Travis's hair and teeth that had become embedded in Charla's bones.
Oh, not his hair in her bones. Y'all, I had 1 Louis hair embed in my skin yesterday, and
you had a hair splinter?
Yes, and I was so drama.
Yeah. They were able to reattach her jaw, but her eyes had become so infected after the attack that she was going to be blind for the remainder of her life. Doctors believed, though, that Charla would be a good candidate for an experimental face transplant surgery. And in order to kind of prep her for that, she was transferred from Stamford Hospital to the Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland, Ohio. Her family was told the price of Charla's medical bills, which they described as unfathomable, and they started a trust fund to raise money for Charla's medical bills and for the needs of her daughter while she was out of commission. Charla Nash's attack came just 4 years after a chimpanzee attack on NASCAR driver St. James David in LA. So St. James that's his first name.
Cool.
His names are backwards. St. James David.
Mm-hmm.
St. James adopted a pet chimp named Mo in 1967. St. James had been on a trip to Tanzania when he learned about a baby chimp who had been trying to nurse from his mother after she had been killed by poachers. As soon as he met the chimp, he wanted to adopt him. He brought him back to LA, and the two were attached at the hip from then on. Mo slept in the bed with St. James and was even the best man at his wedding.
Yo.
When
Get the
St.
fuck outta
James
here.
When St. James and his wife LaDonna found out they couldn't have children, they decided that instead of trying alternative methods, they would just consider Mo to be their child.
St. James and LaDonna, and the best
Yep.
name you came up with was Mo?
Mhm.
Dang.
They sat together at the table every evening, or not every evening, every morning, eating French toast and drinking orange juice. Mo had even learned how to make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the family. Wouldn't eat
Give him a
those.
knife.
Yeah, wouldn't eat those. Not David, Davis.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Still backwards, in my opinion. After living with the Davises for 33 years, in 1999,
That's well past puberty.
Yeah. Mo was accused of biting a stranger. Their street in West Covina was cordoned off, and police and fire descended on the Davis home. They asked St. James to leave. Then they shot Mo 5 times with a tranquilizer and took him. The Davises were heartbroken and desperate to get their son back. The community rallied around them, creating yard signs and fully signing a petition, but they were unable to get him back. Isn't West Covina where the Menendez brothers lived?
I don't know.
Or
I just thought they lived in Calabasas.
Or I don't know. There I watched a documentary that talked a lot about Mo, and they showed some of the protest signs people had made, and I have not been able to find any good pictures of them on Google, but I swear one of them said something about the Menendez brothers on it. So if anyone can find that for me, I would be so grateful, because I don't want to watch that again. By 2005, Mo was living in a primate sanctuary, but he was struggling to eat and drink and was rapidly losing weight. Because of this, LaDonna and St. James paid him regular visits. On one of their visits, they went to visit Mo to celebrate his 39th birthday. They brought balloons and a cake and were eager to share it with him and the other chimps. What they didn't know at the time was that earlier that day, 4 other chimps had escaped their enclosures, 2 males and 2 females. After LaDonna cut the cake, St. James got into Mo's cage with him to serve him his slice. The couple noticed another chimp watching them, looking angry, and they tried to offer him a piece of cake, but he lunged at LaDonna. He bit her thumb off, and then the 2 of them fell to the ground. St. James pushed LaDonna under the picnic table they were eating at and told her to stay down as he tried to ward off the chimp. Then the other male chimp joined in, and St. James did all he could to fight them off and protect his wife and son, the chimp. The entire time, Mo made no noise and no movement.
Wow.
The son-in-law of the owner of the sanctuary heard the attack and came to find them with his gun, and he shot one of the temps.
Temp employees.
Shot one of the chimps. At this point, LaDonna came out from under the table and asked, I'm sorry. She asked St. James what she should do.
But what?
But the other chimp was pulling him by his feet to the parking lot. So she heard he had just been brutally attacked by 2 chimpanzees. He's now being dragged by his feet to a second location, and his wife comes out from under a picnic table and says, "What should I do?
What do you want me to do?"
LaDonna looked around.
Maybe she meant, should I help you?
Right. Again, he can't answer. LaDonna looked around and said she saw body parts and bits of skin strewn across the area.
Mo. She's
Mo,
saying,
wake the
Mo,
fuck up.
what do I do? Skin, not skin strewn around.
The owner, I was trying so hard not to laugh at that. The owner's son-in-law managed to shoot the second chimp, and that is when police arrived at the sanctuary. St. James's injuries were horrific. The two chimps had taken off the entire right side of his face and his right eye, his entire nose, and both of his lips. In the hospital, he also lost all of his teeth due to infection.
Oh, wow.
Even so, St. James and LaDonna continued to visit Mo up until 2008 when he mysteriously disappeared from his sanctuary.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
In November of 2009, we're back to the original story now. Charla made an appearance on the Oprah Winfrey Show, debuting her face for the first time. This is before she had her facial transplant, but after
The
healing had taken place.
Sure.
I am trying to find like a way to describe the difference between her face pre-transplant and post-transplant. So her face pre-transplant, like the best way I can describe it is it's very swollen and doesn't look like a face. Like there aren't really like any facial features. Post-transplant, it does, she looks like she looks entirely different, but she does like clearly have a face.
Sure.
She told Oprah that she was not in any physical pain from the attack and was hoping to be able to leave the Cleveland clinic soon. Sandra at this time was also in mourning, saying in one interview, quote, "For me to do something like that, put a knife in him, was like putting one in myself." Travis turned around as if to say, "Mom, what did you do? I'm like hollow now. He slept with me every night. Until you've eaten with a chimp and bathed with a chimp, you don't know a chimp." End quote. Her family,
something I'm gonna have to live with, Sandra.
oh no. Her family said she never cleaned the blood trail Travis had made when he crawled into his cage after being shot. Yeah.
Like ever?
Yeah. Travis's head was taken to the state laboratory for a rabies test, and his body was taken to the University of Connecticut for a necropsy. It's like an autopsy, but for non-human things. According to the necropsy, I don't know how I want to say it. Travis tested negative for rabies, but he did have Xanax in his system, and he had clearly been stabbed, matching up with Sandra's account of the attack and leading up to the attack. His remains were cremated at All Pets Crematory in Stamford.
They said all pets, didn't they?
Yeah. They said, what the fuck? Why did we call it that?
That's not quite what we meant, guys. We meant like iguanas.
Yeah. Sandra's stepdaughter claimed that Sandra became lonely after the trauma of Travis's death and began feeding wild animals in her backyard, but she couldn't fill the void. Sandra
like
had also
deer, just not hitting the same.
She also told those around her that she would own a chimp again in a heartbeat. Like she had no regrets. Crazy to say out loud.
Yeah.
In May of 2010, just 15 months after the attack, Sandra was on a phone call with her psychic, and the psychic told her that someone new and important was coming into her life, and Sandra revealed that she had actually just purchased a new chimp named Chance. Chance was going to be purchased by back up, I read that wrong. Chance was going to be purchased by an animal trainer in Florida, but she didn't have enough money on her own. So Sandra agreed to split the cost and become a partial owner of Chance. The way this was described was like this animal trainer sought Sandra out and called her and was like, "Do you want another chimp?" Which, if true, is crazy.
Yeah. She's like, but maybe we'd be the perfect duo. She will bathe with it, and I will train it better this time.
Yes.
It'll be a good round
right.
2.
Since owning a chimpanzee was illegal in Connecticut at that time, and no one in their right mind would allow Sandra to own another chimp, she traveled to Florida in secret to visit with Chance. After the attack, people came forward with evidence that Travis had been showing signs of violence before the attack and was a ticking time bomb. One woman claimed that in 1996, Travis had bitten her hand and tried to pull her into a vehicle when she greeted him. She, at the time, complained to Sandra and Jerome, and then she claimed she filed an official complaint with the Stamford police and the Connecticut State Police, but they said they had no record of the complaint. A man claimed that in... I don't know why I said it like that.
Oh, man!
A man!
Disgusting! Ew!
A man... I'm trying to say it a different way, and I can't. A man claimed that in 1998, Travis had dropped a toy, and when the man tried to pick it up for him, Travis bit his hand and his thumb.
Off?
Sandra's... No, I think just bit them.
Weak bite.
Just thumped down. Sandra's stepdaughter also claimed that there were signs Travis was beginning to spiral out of control, and that Sandra had been attempting to cover bruises he had made on her for quite some time before the attack occurred. I think the stepdaughter made it sound like she was the only one who knew, and that Sandra had like asked her not to tell anyone. In March of 2009, Charla's family attorney filed a lawsuit against Sandra for $50 million. And they were planning to file against the DEP, the city of Stamford, and the veterinarian who had prescribed Xanax to Travis. I guess because it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Why?
Do they think that it had the adverse effect?
Right. On May 6th, a Stamford judge froze Sandra's assets valued at $10 million. The defense claimed that Travis had no violent behavior prior to this attack, denying the claims that he had bitten people in the past and saying that Travis had no teeth, which, if we look at Charla's bones, isn't true.
They're like, well, he doesn't have them anymore.
Yeah.
They're in her bones.
That he's dead.
Also, if you saw the picture I showed Mary earlier, he is showing us his
right
pearly whites.
He definitely had teeth.
Big old ones.
They also claimed that Travis's rage was an act of provocation because Charla had been driving a different car and wearing a different hairstyle, which confused and startled him. Victim blaming has taken a new turn.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Charla, what were you wearing?
Yeah, what was your hair like? Before the lawsuit was settled, Sandra Herold died suddenly of a ruptured aortic aneurysm at the age of 72. Her attorney, Robert Golger, said, quote, Ms. Herold had suffered a series of heartbreaking losses over the last several years, beginning with the death of her first and only daughter, who was killed in a car accident, then her husband, then her beloved Travis, as well as the tragic maiming of friend and employee Charla Nash. In the end, her heart, which had been broken so many times before, could take no more. End quote. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It was enough to love another chimp.
Right. Also, while the lawsuit was happening, Charla underwent her finalizing transplant surgery by Dr. Bowden Pomahak.
Perfect.
Pomahak at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, receiving both a donated face and donated hands. However, Charla developed pneumonia after the surgery, and her hands became infected and struggled to receive proper circulation, and 5 days after the transplant, they had to be removed.
Her hands?
Yeah. Her transplanted hands. So she
Oh.
had one hand, and then
Yeah.
her arm is cut off from here on. And so they transplanted the hands as well, but they didn't take,
Gotcha.
basically. In November of 2012, Charla settled with Sandra's estate and received approximately $4 million
Oh,
in, yeah,
not quite.
chump change
Yeah.
for what she's been through. In early 2013, she attempted to sue the state of Connecticut, claiming that law enforcement officials knew Travis was dangerous but did nothing about it. Her claim and petition to sue were denied on the basis that at the time of the attack, no statute existed that prohibited the private ownership of chimpanzees. What?
But I thought that's not true.
Right.
What the heck?
In July of 2013, Charlotte's attorneys attempted to appeal the court's decision, but the appeal was denied in April of 2014. This time, the Connecticut Attorney General Richard Blumenthal noted that the law that had been created after Travis's 2003 escape had a defect that exempted Travis because he was owned before the registration requirement began. So I think that like they were just kind of wrong the first time, and that what they meant to say was like they couldn't, like, they were allowed to own Travis.
It didn't. It's not that it didn't exist. It didn't apply
Didn't
to
affect
him.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
In 2010, just a year after Charla's attack, it was reported that there were still 100 chimpanzees living in the United States as pets. In 2021, a woman named Tamra Borgiotti called 911, telling them that her pet chimpanzee Buck was attacking her daughter. She claimed that her daughter, who had a pre-existing brain injury, had left a gate open which allowed Buck access to her. He bit her torso, arms, and legs, and when authorities arrived, Tamra demanded they shoot him in the head, which they did. Tamra blamed the police for not holding her more accountable with her pet. There was
I shouldn't have been allowed to do the crazy shit that I did.
There was legislation in place at that time that said primates should be kept in cages separate from humans, but Buck had free range of the home. She also blamed PETA for having filed a complaint against Tamra in her home, which led to an investigation that she believed agitated Buck.
Oh.
Investigators
don't hold me accountable, but do.
Yeah. Investigations later concluded that Buck actually got out because Tamra had failed to properly lock up after taking the trash out.
Cool.
In the summer of 2021, filming began on the docuseries Chimp Crazy, which was being made by the same creators as Tiger King. The series primarily focuses on Tanya Haddix, who refers to herself as the Dolly Parton of chimps.
What does that mean?
She
has
big hair. She has big hair. And is blonde.
Okay. What is Dolly Parton the Dolly Parton of?
Right.
People?
And yeah, I guess. Liberal women.
The gays?
Liberal Southern women. In the show, Tanya is in a long-standing battle with PETA and Alan Cumming. I'm not kidding.
Put her on traitors.
Who eventually successfully confiscated her entire collection of primates, minus one chimp named Tonka. For 11 months, PETA was told that Tonka had died shortly before the seizure of the primates, but Tanya had actually been hiding him in her basement the entire time. This was crazy. So they're filming this docuseries, right? And she's like and the docuseries is going through this legal battle with PETA, and it's in 2021, so they're doing all the court cases over Zoom, and they're like she's trying to provide like medical records, vet records, like proving that he was sick leading up to the seizure, that he passed away between like her learning about the seizure and it happening, all of these like things. And the judge says that they cannot like prove that he's alive, and that she's lying, and so they have to let it go. But they said like if PETA at any point finds evidence, they will come confiscate him. And they get off the call, and she says we won, we did it. And then she says, now, like, she says something, and then she leads the documentary crew into her basement and shows them the chimp that's living in her house, been living there for a year in the basement. And so
They
called PETA and told them. And she was like, it was so funny because she was talking with them and she was like, I just don't understand like who would do this, who would tell them. And like, it's the people she's talking to that told PETA, obviously.
It's also like, if they didn't tell them now, they were gonna find out later.
Right.
This is for television.
Yeah. Shortly after Tonka was found and taken, Tanya appears in an episode covered in bandages on her legs, hands, and head, and walking with crutches. She explained that she had been visiting a fellow primate lover that had a pet baboon who seemed very sweet through the cage. So she stepped into the cage, startled the baboon, and
My bad.
She said like, oh, that's on me. And he immediately attacked her. He jumped at her face, but she threw her arms up. Her finger was maimed. She was bitten on her arms and legs, and the tip of her ear had been bitten off. But still, she said that she would own primates again in a heartbeat.
Rock on, Mike
And then she
Tyson.
said, I would leave my husband for this chimpanzee.
Like the way that I can't even look at like owls.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, murderers.
Right.
Rip
Free
my
Michael
scalp
Peterson.
apart. Like, whatever. And you're telling me that you're just like hanging out with primates. That's great.
So Officer Frank Schifari was unable to get any sort of therapy through the police department for his depression and anxiety, which had started after the attack. And this led to legislation being proposed that would cover a police officer's compensation for mental or emotional impairment after using justifiable deadly force to kill an animal, which is very specific legislation. After the attack on Charla Nash, the DEP began looking into a law that would ban large primates, which urged the public, police officers, and animal control officers to report such pets to the agency. The attack also led the Humane Society of the United States to join the Wildlife Conservation Society in supporting the Captive Primate Safety Act, which sought to add chimpanzees, monkeys, apes, gorillas, lemurs, and tarsiers to the list of prohibited wildlife species that cannot be sold or purchased through interstate or foreign sales.
Lemurs.
I know. It's kind of sad. Representative Mark Kirk reintroduced the bill, but Representative Rob Bishop argued against it during the floor debate, claiming that it would cost $4 million annually and would do nothing to directly prevent chimpanzee attacks on humans, which were already fairly rare. To which I say, Mr. Republican Representative Rob Bishop,
rare.
There are laws that you can put in place that don't actually directly prevent what you're trying to prevent.
Weird.
And maybe like make it worse.
Yeah, weird.
The House voted
guessed.
The House voted 323 to 95 in favor of the bill, and it passed just 7 days after Charla's attack.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I don't know if that was actually as short as I thought it was.
It was not.
Okay. But I want to pose a question.
Okay.
And I somehow managed to make the question 2 pages long.
Oh my god.
But I'll spare us. So when I was a young warthog,
when she was a young warthog,
I got really into the documentary Blackfish. Absurdly into it. I watched it daily. I made everyone I know watch it. I was obsessed. And then when I was in college, I wrote an article about SeaWorld. And so basically, like, Blackfish follows a killer whale that at the time it was filmed, I don't know if he's still there. At the time it was filmed, was living in SeaWorld Orlando, and his name is Tilikum. So, Tilikum, looking for, okay, so kind of like what sparked Blackfish being created was that Tilikum had killed a SeaWorld trainer named Dawn Brancho. She was like working with him at the Shamu dinner show, and he grabbed her by her arm, pulled her into the water, and ate her arm, and then like attacked her, and she drowned. Also in the documentary, though, they point out that Tilikum had also killed two other people, Kelty Byrne, who was his trainer at the first sea park he lived in, which was called Sealand of the Pacific, and a man named Daniel Dukes, who had broken into SeaWorld and climbed into Tilikum's tank in the middle of the night. So basically, like, it goes through this trial with OSHA and SeaWorld, and like holding SeaWorld accountable for like safety measures and like all these things. But like the main takeaway is that in the wild, orcas do not attack people. They live longer. There's like records of like orcas living to be over 100 years old in the wild, and they typically live to be around 35 in captivity. There are really no records of an orca ever attacking a human in the wild, despite like orca sightings happening in the wild. But there are these 3 reported deaths. There's an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to orca attacks at SeaWorld.
Mm-hmm.
And with various orcas, and they attack humans, they attack each other. They're in the movie, they show one of the attacks. It's a man who works at SeaWorld, and an orca grabbed him by his foot and pulled him in, and she drags him down to the bottom of the pool, holds him there, and then brings him up and lets him get air. And she does it over and over again before he finally gets out of her mouth, like his foot out of her mouth. And then there's another one they talk about at a sea park in Mexico, I think, called Loro Parque. Or maybe it's in Puerto Rico. I don't know. But it's like in a SeaWorld affiliated park, and a man died in the middle of like an orca show. That one of the trainers was killed.
Mm-hmm.
So in the documentary, they pose the question basically that like these things wouldn't happen if these orcas were in the wild where they belonged. And like the way that they get them is super unethical. And like they're not orcas who like wouldn't have survived in the wild. Now they might not survive in the wild because they've been in captivity for so long. And they're super unhealthy, but like they wouldn't, like, the people who brought them here made these monsters kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unlike orcas, chimpanzees have been known to attack humans in the wild. Generally, like, chimpanzees are, like, cautious of humans in the wild, but they can also be, like, territorial of their
Sure.
habitats and their food sources. So, like, they have been known to attack humans in the wild. So, like, I kind of, like, want to pick your brain, like, what we think. Like, obviously, I think it's pretty clear we think owning chimpanzees as pets is not good for if no other reason that Katie hates the way they look. But
Mhm.
do you think the problem is rooted in the fact that they are exotic wild animals, or that they were not made to be owned by humans and live in the setting that they're in?
Yes.
To both?
Yeah. I
Okay.
think, like,
I think that's fair.
yeah, I think, like, I was gonna say, like, it would depend on, like, research and, like, but, like, certainly you increase the statistics, right? When,
Right.
like, you're bringing them into your world, when it's like, how frequently are human, if you want to say chimpanzee attacks are rare, like, yeah, because humans are rarely going into
Right.
chimpanzee habitats.
Right.
But, like, the more that we bring them here, the more not rare they'll be.
Right.
And I think that, like, the other, like, difference to me is that, like, it seems like these attacks that are happening with chimpanzees in captivity are so, like, random.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if you are going into a
Yeah.
chimpanzee's habitat, like, you are prepared for, like, this as an
Yeah.
option. This is a possibility. Like, I gotta, like, watch surroundings, like, there, whatever. But it's like you yourself as the human got too comfortable because
Yeah.
they haven't attacked you any other time.
Right.
And then now all of a sudden, like, I don't know, you just think about, like, when Louie's in his kennel, like, I'll, like, climb in his kennel with him because, like, or, like, I'll stick my head in because, like, I've done it before and he's
Yeah.
never done anything. And so, like, you have to think about, these people are like, well, I've slept in a bed with him before. I know people who, like, have pet snakes and they're like, they sleep in a bed with me.
And they like let them wrap themselves around their necks.
Yeah, and it's like, so I
out,
think it's about, like, you are getting too comfortable and you're forgetting that this is an animal that could, like, at any time change their mind. But yeah, I mean, I would love to know the statistics. Like, you're saying that they're saying they will snap post-puberty. It will happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like a guarantee.
Yeah.
And it's like, is that true in the wild?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So that piece of information I got from an Animal Planet show. It's called Fatal Attractions, and it's about every episode is about a different type of pet. So there's a reptiles one, there's like a big cats one, and that's something that they said there. I also, though, like, on that same note, in Blackfish, they do also point out that, like, these trainers really bond with their orcas. And they show, like, videos of them, like, I obviously don't sleep with them because they're in water, but them, like, in their training sessions, like, kind of snuggling and, like, nuzzling against their noses, and, like, the orcas, like, make, like, little, like, laughing sounds and all of these things. And I think that it's another one of those things that, like, they've said, like, you think of this as your pet, as your friend. So, like, you wouldn't think that an animal that you've been training, that you've built a connection with, that is comfortable with you, would ever do anything.
And we
to
think
harm
they're
you.
all just like dogs.
And I think,
where it's like, dogs are like, that's my mom, you know, like, he loves me, I'm his mom. And dogs do it too, but it's like, we have to stop thinking that, like, animals, once they, like, assign us, like, this is my person, that suddenly, like, they'll never be violent ever.
There is a difference between domesticated animals and exotic animals. Even like, did you see, like, what happened to, like, Sean Lowe with his dog recently? So Sean Lowe, it's been a few months now, I think, but him and Catherine made a video about that people were asking where their dog was because they hadn't been showing him, and it was like a pretty new dog, so they've been posting about him a lot. And he said that they had some friends over one night, and the dog like kind of snapped at him, and it was super weird. But it wasn't like a super big deal. But they like put him outside to kind of like ease the tension. They went to sleep. Everything was fine. And then in the morning, when the dog saw Sean, he said that it like locked in on him and it lunged at him and it just attached itself to him and was like gnawing on like biting him all over, like would not get off of him. He said that at one point Catherine managed to separate them and the dog was doing fine with Catherine, and then and then like while they were trying to like get their kids to another house, the dog saw him again and like pushed Catherine over to get at him and just went at him again. And they had to like call the police, and the police had to come like harness the dog and all these things. And like didn't have the dog for that long. But like that's so crazy to me that like a domesticated animal could do that. Like no shit. A chimpanzee might snap on you.
Yeah. And it's like they can think that they know these animals, but like people miss signs all the time with even dogs. And so like imagine that you don't have generations of learning the signs of chimpanzees before they freak out, then like you don't really know, you know.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, that's it.
Well, no merch code today because I haven't come up with one yet, but thanks for listening till now if you did.
Your reward is that we are not going to make you spend money.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, bye.
Bye.